know there's, make a lot of little mistakes, you know what I mean, just forget something. A lot of that has to do with procedure and doing things the same way as team, and knowing what works for you and doing it that way, and finding things that works for you and doing it, and continuing to try to perfect that process for yourself. Okay. Next is find the product of 5.32 and 10 to the third power. Okay, let's look at 10 to the third power first. Now we know that 10 to the third power means 10 times what? 10 to the third power is 10 times 10, 10 times itself 3 times, right? 10 times 10 times 10. Well, 10 times 10 times 10 is what? 1,000, right? So basically you could look at that exponent and say, all right, I've got 3 zeros, or 1 and 3 zeros there. So what we're doing here is product means what? Multiply, right? We're multiplying 5.32 times, and whether you put, oops, that's 10,000. Whether you put parentheses, or whether you put a dot, or whether you put, multiplication like an X, that doesn't matter. Okay, you can do either thing here. So what we're doing here is we're taking that 5.32 and we're moving that decimal point. When we multiply times 1,000, we're moving that decimal point how many places? 3 places. So from the 5, not from the 2, from where the decimal point originated, you're going 1, 2, 3 places. Okay? So just like 5 times 1,000 is 5,000, right? Just like 5.3 times 1,000 is going to be 5,000, 5, 3, and then we're moving 1, 2, 3 places again, right? So no matter how many digits you have, so if we had, let's say, 5.3214, let's say, times 1,000. Okay, we've got 5.3214, right? And we're moving that decimal point. We're still moving that decimal point 3 places, right? So now it's 5,321.4. So no matter how many digits you have, that 1,000 makes you move that decimal point the same number of places, no matter how many digits you have in your number. All right? Any questions with that?
So you moved decimal point 3 places on this one?
3, right. 1, 2, 3. Because if it was 5, right, times 10, that would be 50, right? 5 times 100, right, what's that? 500. 5 times 1,000, 5,000, so on, right? So that decimal point is still after that 5, right? You don't normally put it, it's implied that it's there. So you're still moving that, that decimal point. Okay? All right.
Can we go back to the first multiplications? Because I'm still confused on, well, there's like one is 3.7 times 0.72.
Okay. Yeah, we're let's see. we're getting to that.
Oh,
Okay. In fact, that's our next two problems. Now, if you want to continue, if you want to see some more examples, I can certainly give you more from that. But on this next one, we want to evaluate when we want to evaluate. Let me erase the when here. Got a little premature with that. Evaluate, and here we have 30 E, and E in this case is a variable like x. Okay, and we have 30E when E equals to 3.7. Okay, well, we're looking at the 30 and the E, right? And what can we say the operation is between the 30 and the E? Multiplication, right? So it's like we're cutting out that E and we're putting parentheses there, and we're gonna put in that parentheses whatever E equals to. Okay, so in this case, E equals to 3.7. So what we're saying here is 30 times 3.7, right? So here we can put 30, right? And we can put 3.7. Now with multiplication, we do not need to line up the decimal points. It's only for addition. Alright, so we know that when we're finished, we need to move that decimal point, our product, we need to move the decimal point how many places? One place in our product, or our answer. So here we have 7 times 0 is 0. You got to write that down. 7 times 3 is 21. And you still want to line them up. And then 3 times 0 is 0. And 3 times 3 is 9. So you're still multiplying as if there was no decimal point there. Okay? But what matters is that the answer. We bring the 0 down, bring the 1 down, and then we have 11, right? But the difference here is where we place. It's implied that there's a decimal point after the 0. We don't always put that decimal point there, but it's there. But because we started with a decimal at one place, we have to move that decimal point one place in our answer. So therefore our answer is 111.